Just a second.
My question is, what happens when we heat ferrous sulfate heptahydrate? Ferrous sulfate heptahydrate. Who will tell me? What is ferrous sulfate heptahydrate?
FeSO4.7H2O.
Yes, it is FeSO4.7H2O. So what happens when we heat this?
We get FeSO4 plus 7H2O.
Yes, that's correct. We get FeSO4 plus 7H2O. Then, Dhriti, you tell me, on further heating FeSO4, what is the product which is obtained?
Ma'am, Fe2O3, SO2 and SO3.
That's correct. Now, Anija, you tell me, what is the indication of this reaction?
Ma'am, ferrous oxide is formed.
That's fine, but how do you know that? What color
Ma'am,
or what is there? What is the color of this ferrous oxide?
ma'am, ma'am, reddish brown.
Yes, it is reddish brown. And what is the smell of these gases?
Ma'am, of burning sulfur.
They give the smell of burning sulfur. Next question. B part. What happens when we heat calcium carbonate, Aryan?
Calcium carbonate. Ma'am, this what is a calcium oxide is formed.
Well, first, what is first of all calcium carbonate formula?
CaCO3.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
On heating, CaCO3 on heating gives CaO and O2.
O2.
Carbon dioxide.
It is
CO2.
carbon dioxide. Abhinav, how will you tell that carbon dioxide gas is released? How do you test the presence of carbon dioxide gas?
I don't know. I think.
You don't know?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You can tell whatever you know. If you don't know, then I will correct.
I don't know, ma'am. I only know the hydrogen.
Do you know? The test for carbon dioxide, we studied this in the beginning of the chapter. Shayan, do you know? It's very easy though. Zoha.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Abhigya.
Ma'am, it turns slime water milk.
That's correct. You all forgot what was taught earlier. Carbon dioxide turns slime water milky.
Ma'am, I will not be able to turn on my video.
Okay, then you can drop in a message.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So now it is clear, Shayan, Abhinav. Now you remember that this was the test of carbon dioxide gas, that it turns slime water milky.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now let us come to the third one, which was it? Lead nitrate. So Siddhishri, can you unmute yourself? Abhigya, what is lead nitrate? Abhigya.
Ma'am, it's 2 PB NO3 voltwise.
This on heating gives
Uh, a lead oxide plus brown fumes plus oxygen.
plus brown fumes of what? Nitrogen dioxide and oxygen. So he has already told about the brown fumes. Meher,
Yes, ma'am.
good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Beta, tell me what is the color of lead oxide? We studied this in the last class.
Ma'am,
You don't
I
know?
don't know.
It's yellow.
Yes, it is yellow in color. So these three reactions we have studied for thermal decomposition reaction. Now let us move to the second type of decomposition reaction, which is, Meher, listen to the topics which I am teaching carefully so that you are able to understand and you don't answer me that you don't know. If you don't understand, you have to ask me because I don't want to listen. I don't know.
Okay,
Fine,
ma'am.
Meher.
Okay,
Listen,
ma'am.
how many ever times you want to ask, you can ask, but don't give me the answer that you don't know.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so our next reaction is photolytic decomposition reaction. So an easy way to remember is that whenever we click a picture, means a photo, there comes a light. Yes. So whenever the decomposition reaction, which occurs, Subhansh, why is your video turned off? The decomposition reaction
Ma'am, I'm facing a bit of net problem. I'll turn it in a few minutes.
in which or which happens in the presence of the decomposition reaction that occurs in the presence of light, the decomposition reaction that occurs in the presence of light is called photolytic decomposition reaction. Fine, children. So what I'll give you a few examples of this reaction. Also very important, a few very important questions are there related to this particular topic, so we will understand them as well. So first example is the heating up of white colored silver nitrate, not heating up, the decomposition of silver nitrate in the presence of light. This H nu term represents light. So in the presence of light, it gives us Ag plus Cl2. We can balance it also. This Ag is silver in color because it is actually silver which has a color silver only. Similarly, another example for this is 2AgBr, which on again in the presence of light, it gives us 2Ag plus Br2. Fine. And the last reaction is hydrogen peroxide in the presence of light, hydrogen peroxide. In the presence of light, it gives us water plus oxygen gas. This is the balanced equation. Just for 1 second, look at the equations which I have written so that we can move further with the questions that turn up related to these equations, which are very important. So just look at these equations once carefully. In case you have a doubt, you can ask. Then I'm going to explain you what all questions related to this can come. Shall I start explaining? So it is yellow in color, AgBr, and Ag is again silver in color. Fine. Now, children, what question comes in the exam? So the first and the foremost question is why we can't keep chemicals like silver chloride or silver bromide or hydrogen peroxide in transparent bottles. Who can try to attempt the answer?
Ma'am, we can't keep silver chloride in transparent bottle because sunlight will, matlab, due to light it will get decomposed. So that's why.
Very good. That's absolutely correct. Because in the presence of light, in the presence of light, it will undergo photolytic decomposition reaction. It will undergo photolytic decomposition reaction. Clear,
Ma'am,
everyone?
how many marks is this question?
Just one.
Yes, ma'am.
May or may not come also, but you should know each and every bit of what is possible to come, right?
Okay, ma'am.
Then another question is, it comes in the form that a substance. Okay, Shayan. Oh, looking at Shayan's message, something happened. Okay, so a substance X, a white substance X changed its color to silver when kept in transparent bottle. Identify X and write its reaction and write the chemical reaction involved. Chemical reaction involved. Okay, children. Who will try to attempt this question?
Ma'am, X is AgCl.
Somebody else should try. Who will try? Aaron, can you try?
Ma'am, 1 minute, ma'am. I'm writing that.
Meher,
Ma'am, I am also writing.
Ma'am, X is 2AgCl.
very good. But you will not say 2AgCl, it's AgCl. That 2Ag comes after the balance.
Yes. Okay.
So it says AgCl. And what will be the reaction? Who will tell me?
Thermal
AG
decomposition.
It's not thermal
Reaction, like products, right? Or the name
AG
of the
plus
reaction.
reaction, the products and the reactant also, and it is not thermal decomposition, it is photolytic decomposition.
Oh, sorry, ma'am.
Who will tell me the reaction?
Ma'am,
AgCl, Ag plus Cl2.
AgCl, in the presence of light, it will give us Ag plus Cl. Clear? And the last very, very important question is, what is the application of photolytic decomposition reaction? Application of photolytic decomposition reaction. There is one more question which is related to combination and decomposition. I will discuss that also. So what is the application means where this reaction is used? So this reaction of the breaking down of AgBr or AgCl, this reaction is used in black and white photography. Was used actually. Was used in black and white photography. Fine, children? Anyone has any doubt in the photolytic decomposition reaction, you can ask from me. Otherwise, I will move further and then I am going to ask the questions if everything is clear to you all. This is very important. What is the application of photolytic decomposition reaction? This. And this question I have written, why we can't keep chemicals like silver chloride in transparent bottle. The question can be turned around in a way, why we keep silver chloride or silver bromide or hydrogen peroxide in colored bottles. Again, the answer remains the same. We keep them in the colored bottles because they can undergo photolytic decomposition reaction. Clear, children? I am not going to teach any of you because I think you can, if you want to keep your videos turned off, I will also turn off. You listen to me, I will not see you, you don't see me. There would be no interaction. Let us just keep on telling and finish it off. Just wasting the time telling all of these things. Okay, children. So first of all, tell me any doubts in photolytic decomposition reaction, children? No doubts? Can I move further then? After finishing, I'm going to ask the questions related to what I'm teaching today. Meher, any doubts you have in any of these three reactions which I have taught today?
No, ma'am.
Sure?
Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
could you slide it up, ma'am?
I will.
No, ma'am, like down.
Yes, 1 second, I will. I am giving you all 1 minute to reflect on these three reactions because later when I ask questions, I don't want you people to say that, ma'am, I don't know. Look at these three reactions very carefully. The answers are very simple. AgCl gives Ag plus Cl2, AgBr gives Ag plus Br2, H2O2 gives water and oxygen. Only three reactions we have to study in the photolytic decomposition reaction. Okay, is it done? Yes or no, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So next we have electrolytic decomposition reaction.
Basically,
Hmm? What are you saying, Shubhansh?
your screen is not visible.
Screen is not visible. Oh, I think I got disconnected. Oh, I think then we will have to maybe rejoin. Maybe. Because this will not work. Or I think I can. Yes, I'm. Now my screen must be visible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
The next is electrolytic decomposition reaction. Now this is the reaction. The decomposition reaction which occurs in the presence of electricity. The decomposition reaction that occurs in the presence of electricity. So the first equation which we need to know is the decomposition of water on passing electricity. There is very important question which comes in the exam related to this equation. I'm going to tell you both the question which comes. So let us see the diagram of this. So this is the beaker in which water is taken. Then there are two electrodes which are set up. Fine, these are the two electrodes which are set up. Now what happens? These electrodes are connected to the battery. And apart from that, you should know what are these electrodes made up of? They are made up of graphite. Fine, this is one question. Electrodes, I'm writing the answer directly, are made of graphite. Fine, this is an important thing. Then next thing which you need to know is now what happens is when we start to pass the electricity, then what happens is on passing the electricity, the hydrogen, the water starts to get decomposed to hydrogen and oxygen. But this happens in the presence of acid. The water starts to break down in the presence of a few drops of acid. It could be any acid, or generally H2SO4 is taken. This is the second thing which you need to know. Then the third thing which the question comes in the paper, which gas is released at cathode, is released at cathode, and which is released at anode. Fine, children. So in this case, if you know, okay, before you can judge it, or we will know, you don't need to memorize this because you need to know the concept. You need to know that the cations move towards the cathode and anions move towards the anode. Can anyone tell me what are cations?
Positively charged.
Yes, they are positively charged and anions are negatively charged. So out of hydrogen and oxygen, I hope you are able to understand what could be the cation and what could be the anion. Hydrogen would be?
Hydrogen would be the gas produced.
It would
And
be
I
the anion.
9.
It would be the cation, the anion. And oxygen would be the anion.
9.
Now you can conclude at cathode what you are going to observe. At cathode, we will observe hydrogen gas. Whereas at anode, we are going to observe which gas? Oxygen gas. Clear? How to check? Yes or no? Any doubts still here?
yes.
Okay. Then there is another question which comes in the paper related to this particular reaction only. So the question is, it is of NCERT, so I'll just write the exact question of NCERT. Why is the amount of gas collected in one of the test tubes double of the amount collected in the other on electrolysis of water? On electrolysis of water, name this gas. So if you look at the reaction, I'll write the reaction again so that it's much more clear because we can't go up again and again. So if you look at the reaction, you can clearly see which gas is double in amount, first of all.
Yes, ma'am.
Which is that gas?
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen.
You're supposed to name the gas. The name of the gas is hydrogen. Now the question is, why is the amount of gas collected in one test tube the double the amount of the other? So the reason for this is the water which decomposes. The water decomposes to give hydrogen and oxygen gas in the ratio, hydrogen and oxygen gas in the ratio 2:1 by volume. Ratio 2:1 by volume. Means because the ratio of hydrogen and oxygen is 2:1, that is why the amount of gas collected in one of the test tube is double in amount the gas collected in the other test tube. Clear, children? So first question is, what are the electrodes made up of? The answer is Meher.
Ma'am, electrodes are made up of graphite.
Yes. Then second question is, what do we add while getting the electrolysis of water done?
Acid.
Acid. And then Aryan, now you need to tell which gas is released at cathode and which is released at anode.
Ma'am, at cathode,
Hmm.
cathode is negative. Cathode, ma'am, it is hydrogen,
Hmm.
and anode it is oxygen.
Very good. And the last question, Dhriti, you tell me why the amount of gas collected in one test tube double the amount of gas collected in the other test tube?
Ma'am, because in the electrolysis of water, when it decomposes in the ratio of 2:1.
By volume. These four words at the last are only important in the ratio 2:1 by volume. That is what is the main answer. Fine, children. Next example I will give you. I hope till here everyone is clear. Anyone has any doubt, then I can explain. Oh, what has happened here? Is it all clear till
Yes,
here?
ma'am.
Okay, children.
Yes.
Now I will give you one or two more examples of this only. But majorly the questions come related to this equation only compared to the other equations. Fine, children. So next example is the breaking down of NaCl in the presence of electricity. It leads to the formation of Na and Cl2 gas. Now, what is the importance of this reaction? Again, the question which comes is, what comes at the cathode and what comes at the anode? So now who is going to tell me? Ayanija, can you tell me what will come at cathode and what will come at anode?
Ma'am, at cathode, Na will come, and at anode Cl will come.
Will come at anode. Okay. Next example I'll give you. It is 2Al2O3. This again on passing electricity gives us 4Al plus 3O2. Now my question is from Subhansh. Subhansh, what comes at cathode and what comes at anode?
Some oxygen at anode and aluminum at
Oxygen
cathode.
is at anode and aluminium at cathode. Clear, everyone? That is all which you need to know in the electrolytic decomposition reaction. Is it clear? So we have studied three types of decomposition reaction. The first one was thermal decomposition, which involved heat. Second one was photolytic decomposition, which involved light. And last one was electrolytic decomposition, which involved electricity. I have given you all the possible questions related to the equations which are involved in these three reactions, right? Before the decomposition reaction, we had studied combination reaction in the previous class. And in the combination reaction, we had already discussed what is a combination reaction. Zoha,
Yes, ma'am.
what is a combination reaction?
Ma'am, when two substances form together to get only one product.
Form together, they
To
react together to form one.
react together to form one product.
They react together to form one product. That was the combination reaction. Then Abhigya, can you tell me the definition of decomposition reaction? Abhigya,
Ma'am, it's a reaction in which one substance breaks down to form two or more products.
now I have a question. Since you people now know what is the combination reaction, what is the decomposition reaction, my question for you people is, how can you say that combination reaction is opposite of decomposition reaction. Shayan, are you there? Shayan?
Ma'am, in the combination reaction, there are two reactants and one product. But in the decomposition reaction, there is one reactant and two products.
Yeah, two or more products. Very good. So why are they opposite of each other? Because in combination reaction, there is two or more substances combined. Two or more substances combine to give one product, whereas in decomposition reaction, one reactant decomposes to give two or more products. Reactant decomposes to give two or more products. And you can take the example of two or more products. The example of water. So when water, hydrogen and oxygen combine, they give us water, whereas when electricity is passed through water, it leads to the formation of hydrogen and oxygen gas. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not going to start the third reaction today, so I'm going to give you a few more questions related to these only. Fine? Okay. So, okay, who will tell me what is a balanced equation and why should the equation be balanced? Why should the equation be balanced?
Ma'am, balanced equation is where the number of atoms on the reactant side is equal to the number of atoms on the product side. And
Stop. Who else can tell me why should the equation be balanced?
Ma'am, it should be balanced to satisfy the law of conservation of mass.
Yes. It should be satisfied to, it should be balanced to satisfy the law of conservation of mass. Meher, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
This is an NCERT question. I hope I don't need to write the answer. You can write by yourself now.
Yes.
Okay. Now next question. Next question for you people is okay, very important. Why important? I will tell you because did I ever mention the word catalyst? Yes or no?
no, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No,
So now we will mention. So we have to write the balanced chemical equation and identify the type of equation. Identify its type. So the equation is nitrogen gas is treated with, it's an easy one, hydrogen gas in the presence of catalyst. Okay, now you are saying that I have never mentioned the word catalyst. So catalyst is a substance that increases the rate of reaction. Catalyst is the substance that increases the rate of reaction without itself getting consumed. So catalyst is the substance. It can be different element, it can be different compound for different reaction, but all the reactions do not require catalyst. And in all the reactions, there is no need of catalyst also. So catalyst is a substance that increases the rate of reaction, means it increases the speed of the reaction without itself getting consumed. Without itself getting consumed. Okay, so why we are mentioning this here? Because in the question it is written that catalyst is used. Whenever this is written, you have to write that on the arrow. So who is going to convert this? What is nitrogen gas?
And
It is not N, it is N2.
Two.
I have told so many times that you have to remember that the non-metals, they are always written in the diatomic form. Then is treated with hydrogen gas. What is hydrogen? It is H2. Then on the arrow, you are going to mention the word catalyst, and also you are going to mention 773 Kelvin, the temperature condition which is mentioned in the question. And since there is no space on the upper arrow, otherwise you can write it on the upper arrow also, it doesn't make a difference. What is ammonia gas?
NH3.
Is NH3. So when you have to balance, what will be the balanced equation?
N2 plus 8H2 gives 2NH4.
So 3H2 gives 2NH3. This is the balanced equation. Clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
So everyone will revise till this point, and on your test, which is going to happen on Sunday, till the decomposition reaction is going to come, everyone should revise. And then in the next class, which will be happening on Monday, I'll be starting with the next type of reaction. Clear, everybody?
Okay.
So everyone revise this. Have a good day, everyone. Bye,
Thank
children, and revise properly.